Hi guys, I want to talk about live streaming. I've been testing the waters with this issue. I've done 4 live streamings so far, 2 on Twitch and 2 on YouTube, and I want to talk about a few issues that have come up, 3 specifically. The first issue is the choice of games. The second issue is the choice of venue, YouTube versus Twitch, for example. And the third issue are the comment sections and focusing on bigotry and trolls. First issue, choice of games, or not necessarily just games, but subject matter. I've done streaming of me testing mods out for Skyrim, and that was pretty successful. I have done streaming of TF2, and I feel that went really well. And I've done streaming of The Elder Scrolls Online, and I don't think that went quite as well. And I think a lot of it comes down to the choice of games. The Elder Scrolls Online is not a fast-paced game, and especially in its current beta state, it is a little slow-moving. I mean, the entire point of MMORPGs is to play alongside other people, form groups, build guilds, that type of thing. And of course, that is not necessarily hugely entertaining to watch. A lot of people were frustrated when I did The Elder Scrolls Online and said, oh, solo, go, we want to see zones, we want to see crafting, we want to see fighting, we don't want to see grouping, guilding and chatting. The only thing is to my mind, that is MMORPGs, groups, guilds, chatting. It's the social element of it. The playing in zones and the game mechanics to me are secondary to the community and the tools used to interact with the community. And when it comes down to it, for me, The Elder Scrolls Online is never going to be something I enjoy as a solo game. It just isn't, and that's not a bad reflection on The Elder Scrolls Online. It's just not designed that way, I don't think. I never got that feeling from it, and I enjoyed the time I played The Elder Scrolls when interacting with you guys, interacting with the groups, trying to form the big groups, the guild, and so on. That's what I enjoyed, and of course I have to do what I enjoy. There's no point me just running around doing soloing in The Elder Scrolls Online if that is no interest to me, because that will, I will fall asleep. So, I think this is just a case of The Elder Scrolls Online, not a good candidate for live streaming, at least not at this stage. Maybe sometime down the road, once I've got fairly well established, perhaps the guild stuff has been sorted, perhaps I've got the group sorted, and I've got a regular group. Maybe I'll live stream every now and again, but I'm not totally sure. I think for me, The Elder Scrolls Online is a good way to interact and play games with you guys, not necessarily the best way to entertain you guys. So I'm probably going to be focusing on, I'm going to play TF2 again actually. I am going to play TF2 again with Che, and I am going to be playing XCOM, and I thought, why not stream XCOM? I believe it has an Iron Man setting, so I can play XCOM, no saves, you die, you fail, you fail. So I might do that, I might live stream that. A complete noob beginner playing XCOM, because I've never played it even though I pre-ordered it. Playing XCOM on Iron Man, that should be absolute epic failure, and I might stream that. I wish I'd streamed Borderlands 2. I suspect that's the perfect game for live streaming. I don't think it's a good game for Let's Plays, but I think for live streaming it might actually be one of the perfect games. Tons of action, tons of humour. If you've not played Borderlands 2, it is hilariously funny, the characters are absolutely brilliant, and it's just a lot of fun. And of course you can play with a few friends, so I think that would have been a good choice. And I'm sure there are plenty of others, but maybe more mod testing as well. I test mods all the time, perhaps I just live stream that. Maybe I should set aside a certain time each week where I do mod testing and always live stream that. The problem with live streaming that type of thing is I tend to do that during the day now, and of course that would be a ridiculous time for even people in Europe, but certainly people in America, so not totally sure how well that would work. Second issue, venue, Twitch versus YouTube. There are advantages to both, I guess. For me, I like the idea of having a separate live stream venue to my video venue. However, whenever I live stream on Twitch, people want me to post a video on YouTube announcing it anyway, so it doesn't actually reduce the spam on my channel, but I still kind of like the idea of them being separate. Twitch also has the advantage that it will stream to everyone everywhere, whereas YouTube will stream to everyone except people in Germany. No idea. There are some special rules on this, and I know the Germans are irritated by it. But of course, this is something I have to take into account. So on that issue, Twitch does seem to have the advantage. YouTube, on the other hand, has advantages too. For example, my audience is already a lot larger there, so people who want to comment can do so. I seem to get more views there, although that could just be as people that are getting used to my live streaming habits. For all I know, they would all come and watch me on Twitch as well. It's difficult to know, but a lot of them wouldn't be able to comment because they don't have an account with Twitch. So, you know, YouTube has that advantage. But, and here is the big one, the advantage YouTube has is I can stream 1080p, 5 megabits per second, and there are no issues with it. And there are no issues with it because whatever I upstream at, I can upstream at 5 megabits per second. You guys can watch it at whatever you want. You can watch it at 1080p, you can reduce it to 720, you can reduce it even further all the way down if you have a slow internet connection. Twitch, you can't. If you're not a partner, whatever you upstream at, everyone else has to watch it. And so when I was upstreaming, I lowered the quality to 720p and I upstreamed at 1.8 megabits per second. And even then, some people were complaining that they were getting stutters. And that is a problem. That is something I have to consider. Now, you can become a partner with Twitch, and there are two ways of doing it. The first way is to have regular live streams 3 times a week or more, and the other way is to have a large audience on YouTube. Now, I have the audience on YouTube. I did apply. They rejected the application, and really that is sort of the end of that, because then the only other way around that is for me to live stream 3 times a week regularly. That's probably not going to happen, at least not anytime soon. I was thinking once a week, maybe twice a week, but certainly 3 times a week sounds a little difficult, especially considering the time zone issues. And so that, we're looking at a case of me becoming a partner in Twitch is very, very unlikely. Therefore, that is a major downside to using Twitch over YouTube. So those are the issues I am juggling. If there are alternatives, if there's a live streaming site or service out there that you know of that gives the same kind of benefits that Twitch does and YouTube, please link them down below and tell me why. I do want to live stream, and I do want to live stream for as many people as possible. And that includes unrestricted areas and being able to decide your own bandwidth. And finally, point 3, the comment sections. Bigots and trolls. One of the problems on a live stream, of course, is you do tend to get unrestricted, trolldom. On normal videos, the spam filter probably picks up some of them. You guys probably flag some others, but I get the feeling that a lot of these, if people come along and post annoying comments, they just sort of drift down the comment section and only 2 or 3 people read them, so they don't have that much impact. On a live stream, there might be 1,000 people watching, someone comes along and starts using some racial bigotry, some insults, some really offensive language, and 1,000 people read it. There's no delay. By the time the comment goes and disappears fairly quickly, but 1,000 people have already read it. And it caused some drama, apparently. I got contacted, some people were a little upset with a few other people, and they wanted me to respond. And my response is pretty simple. I ignore and avoid them on other people's channel, and I will remove and ban them from mine. I've got absolutely no time for them. Simple as that. I don't think there is any point in engaging with a bigot, because you will not achieve anything. Whenever I post on the internet, I always keep 2 things in mind. 1, what am I trying to achieve? 2, what will my comment actually achieve? If the 2 goals do not match, I do not post. It's as simple as that. That should be a rule other people think about, actually, in a wide variety of issues. Very often people's comments are counterproductive, and dealing with bigots by engaging with them in dialogue on the internet is almost always counterproductive. I mean, perhaps if it's a forum for discussion of such bigotry, perhaps. But this is a gaming site. We discuss games. If someone's been a bigot on a gaming site, 99.9% of the time, they're either a really true and tested, ingrained bigot, and there's nothing you're going to do to convince them that they are wrong, or they are a troll, and they don't actually care whether they're right or wrong, and in fact, very often may not even be a bigot. They may just be saying those things because they know they will offend you, and they get a kick out of your distress, out of you being upset and angry. That is what they live for. It is pretty pathetic, I know. I do not understand it, but there are people like that. They get off on upsetting other people. They're antisocial. There's no other way to describe it, really. And if you engage with them, they win. You literally cannot beat them. You cannot beat a troll. In fact, the only way to beat a troll is to simply ignore him, because that is the only thing that is going to upset him or annoy him. Or it probably won't even upset him or annoy him, but it denies him the pleasure that he's looking for. Any other type of engagement, whether you're trying to be smart, clever, funny, annoyed, offensive, any other engagement, he wins. He's got to you, he knows he's got to you, he's getting his jollies out of it. So don't respond. I will ban such people on my channel, people who are just deliberately offensive. Even if I suspect they're not truly a bigot and they are a troll, I will ban them because they serve no purpose that I particularly care about. So that is my stance on such people. Now, in live stream comments, that is of course a little difficult to do. It seems to be a bigger problem. I don't get many of that type of comment on my other videos. So of course, I don't know. I mean, it would be nice if I could have comment moderators for my live streams. I don't know if that's actually possible on Twitch. Perhaps it is. Perhaps that's another advantage to Twitch or some other place. But on YouTube, I do not believe I can have that. So, that is it. That is my stance on those three issues. I am curious as to what you guys think regards all three of those issues and any advice you may actually have. So, of course, leave a comment down below and I will try to read as many as possible and take them into account. Because I think I am going to live stream. I am going to do that reasonably regularly, I think. Once I get some sort of system going, once a week is my thinking. But of course, this is fairly new territory for me. So, you know, anything you guys have got to say is of interest to me. Any advice you've got, I'm grateful for. All right. Thank you for listening, and I will catch you guys later.